up, y'all? It's VANELLI Cuts. We're here at the Berks County Barber Expo. I'm here with Justin. Just cut that. This is someone who is very familiar with the Berks County Barber Expo and expos in general. How you feeling today?
I feel good, yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
I'm glad that you could sit down with me and talk to me today. So I know that last year you competed and won.
Yeah.
Correct, right? So how does that feel going from competitor to judge? How does it feel being on the other end of it?
Yeah, so, you know, being in competitions, like I wanted to make a name for myself being up on stage. And what I really did was just network with other barbers, and win or lose, man, it was always such a good time, like competing. And because competition is healthy, I always came back, you know, but, being asked to judge is like, to me, it's such a higher level of kind of, you know, somebody sees the work I put in,
right,
and they appreciate it. And so it's to be a judge here, especially at Berks County, man, it means the world, you know.
Definitely. Hometown hit a little different.
Yeah.
You know, you said something about competition being healthy. That's the second time I heard that today. So
yeah.
I love that. That's like a reassurance thing for
sure.
me today. So what things as a judge will you be looking for? Whether it's cleanliness, whether it's style, swag, what are you looking for?
Yeah, I think like most important for me, I'm looking for that experience on stage. And that doesn't mean that if you're a first time competitor that, you know, obviously I'm not going to grade you properly. What I'm looking for is somebody that gets real comfortable doing what they love, you know, the confusion, and I've been up there and been confused, you know. So I'm looking for that experience, right? Like, how long has this person been cutting? Are they executing correctly? Are the lines sharp? Is the fade clean? And then all around cleanliness. Are they using cool care? Did they use a neck strip? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. That I want to see you bring the barbershop to the stage.
Nice.
You know?
So how can you like stand out in doing so? Like, you know, it's very intense up there. It's hard not to be confused. There's a lot going on. Even just doing this interview, you guys can hear the noise going on. And this is just the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
So as it gets a little more intense and you know, we have the freestyle battles and all that stuff, what can you give advice?
So in my experience with competing, my first couple of times on stage, I was shaking, you know, I was looking around at everybody else, what they were doing. The more and more I competed, the more and more I would win. I noticed that my best work came when I was just comfortable. I got up there with my model and we had a conversation about the Philadelphia Phillies. You know what I mean? Like we were talking about, what food we were going to eat for lunch, you know? I literally brought my everyday experience from the barbershop to the stage. I didn't care about what everybody else was doing.
Wow.
You know, so, I think that's where you're going to get the experience that I'm looking for as a judge, you know?
Yeah, no, that's pretty dope. Now, you've mentioned that you've competed, and you've been in these expos for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like these expos have, evolved throughout the years?
Dude, just watching Eric, you know, this is Eric's 9th show. I was at his first, you know, when it was at the Ramada, you know what I mean? And so watching it go from a room that was only about a quarter of this to what we have today, and not just Berks County, but every like CT Barber Expo, all the shows up and down the East Coast, barbers are starting to realize that network and communication and being together on one day, doing all that we have, the vendors, the interviews, the influencers, and then the competitors, it's all bringing our industry together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's super dope.
Yeah.
So how long have you been cutting hair?
18 years.
18 years you've been in this barber game.
Yeah.
So you've gone to a lot of competitions. You said that you've been to the very first one here. So what do you think after all of these years have kept you kind of going and kept you motivated as a barber?
That's a great question. You know, I did burn out at one time. You know, there was a time where I was like, I'm not competing, I'm not going to shows. It almost felt like a gatekeeping was happening in the industry. And we broke those barriers, right? We got together, local guys got together and we said, this isn't what we want, you know? So we branched out. We networked with other, events and other barbers and barbershops. What kept me coming back was just the friendships that I've made over the years. You know what I mean? Like guys like Tito Black, I want to see him. You know what I mean? I want to hug that guy. You know what I mean? Like, these are people that, if they're not just on my Instagram, you know, you
made real life connections.
Absolutely. And guys like Eric Rodriguez, Freestyle, some of the vendors here, I know personally, but I never knew them 10 years ago. You know, I bought a pair of shears from them, bought a pair of clippers from them, and it just completely turned into a friendship rather than just this like work business, you know?
Yeah. And then it comes back all around where you said, competition is healthy.
Absolutely.
So, you know, when you, they always say that the people at the bottom are competing, but the people at the top are collaborating.
Right.
So it's beautiful.
I love
to see,
that.
It's beautiful to see such a big turnout after all these years.
Yeah.
So, again, Justin, thank you for
thank you for having me, dude.
Down and being on the scoop today.
Absolutely.
If you want to let them know where we can find you on social media.
Yeah. So Just Cut That on Instagram and Justin Barbero on Facebook.
And that's the scoop, y'all.
Appreciate you, dog. Love what you're doing, man.
Appreciate it. What's up, y'all? It's VANELLI Cuts here with another scoop of the day. We're here at the Berks County Barber Expo. I'm here with Emily. How you feeling today?
Great, excited.
Excited?
Yeah.
I know you've competed before. How does...
This is my third year.
Third year competing. Wow. Love to see it. So what made you get into cutting men's hair? Let's start there at the basics.
Being told I couldn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was a stylist. I have my cosmetology license.
Nice.
And I was a stylist for like 5 years.
Oh, wow.
And I had all the guys like, no, you can't cut my hair. Like, you're not my barber.
Yeah. So that kind of put a chip on your shoulder. And you was like, okay, watch this right quick.
Yeah.
So you did the crossover program.
No, I actually got a job in a barber shop, to like get my own shops and then start cutting.
Okay. So how long have you been cutting just men's hair?
For like 6 years.
6 years. Okay. So you've been in the industry for a long time. Oh, wow. Okay. So at what point, I noticed, that you now work at a school.
Yeah.
At what point did you transition into education?
I've always been the one to like show everybody shear work at the shop, to like be teaching them.
Okay, so it came naturally.
Yeah. I'm like a hard learner, so the way that I can explain it to other people, like it clicks.
Nice.
So I just like inevitably end up helping.
Okay. So, you said you competed 3 years. So is this your year 3 competing?
Yeah.
So what category are you doing?
Fast fade.
Oh, wow.
And they cut it down this year.
Okay, so for those that don't know, the fast fade competition is a 15-minute fade. They bumped it down to 12 minutes. How do you go into this? Like, what's your mindset?
Just lock in.
Just lock in?
Lock in.
I love that.
It's fun for me more than it is like competitive. Like,
okay.
I have fun being up there and like giving it my all when I'm on stage. Like I can cut really fast under pressure. So yeah. I've been practicing.
So are you like singing a song like la dee dee da da, or you're just like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna kill this shit?
It's like a movie. You know how you watch a movie? It's kind of just like slow motion.
That's tough.
Yeah.
How do you feel that barbers should prepare though when they know that they're gonna be competing in an expo like this?
Make sure you have everything you need. And talk to the other barbers. Like every year I get more tips and stuff to do like little things before the competition that's just like super helpful that you don't think of till you're up on stage. Right.
So you mentioned that you competed before. How does today compare to others before? Do you feel just as nervous?
Another year under my belt.
And I watched you Freestyle, the host of this Barber Expo. He does his own expo too, and I seen you compete last year.
Yeah.
How does it feel? I saw you win.
Yeah.
How does it feel to win?
I got 3rd place in fade and beard, and I got 3rd place in fast fade, and that felt so good. Cause I walk in there, and like the guys are like,
yeah, like this girl, what's she gonna do? And look at you pulling some trophies.
Yeah.
So you've come such a long way from people telling you can't cut hair to now coming home with some trophies. That's an amazing turnaround. Wow.
Thank you.
So what advice would you give aspiring women that want to kind of take on a career in barbering?
You do anything you put your mind to.
I love that.
Like, don't let these guys tell you that you can't. It makes me work harder. I got shit to prove. These guys don't have nothing to prove. Like, yeah, they got little egos, they got big egos, but it's like still bro to bro. Like when you add a female into the mix, it's like, I have shit to prove because if I fail, all of you are talking shit.
I love that. So Emily cuts with a chip on her shoulder. So let us know where we can find you on social media.
Emily Yvonne on Instagram.
On Instagram? All right, I'll have that right there somewhere about that. So I appreciate you, Emily. Thank you for coming out. And that's the scoop, bro. What's up, y'all? It's VANELLI Cuts. We're here at the Berks County Barber Expo. I'm here with another guest, Miss Eva. How you feeling today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm happy to have you sit down with me.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here with you.
Thank you. So let's just get into it. How long have you worked in hair and beauty?
I've been doing hair for 10 years, thank God.
And you own your own barbershop, correct? Well, your own salon/shop.
So the idea was hair salon, barbershop, and now also a plant shop. So I also sell plants.
You sell plants?
Yeah.
I did see that on Instagram. That's so awesome. Like,
thank you.
What's the concept behind that? Like, why the plants?
Just like it's like an inviting. It's very inviting for the clients. They come in and they feel like super relaxed. It's relaxing. For me, it was like a hobby.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I know a lot of plant lovers. I'm not too good with a plant, but I can see the interest in them. They are like healing energy and stuff like that. It's always very zen. When I go to someone's house and they have a lot of plants, I'm like, yeah, it's chill in here.
So that's the vibe that I have going on in my salon. It's very zen. You come in, it's very relaxed.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So when did you know that you wanted to get into like men's hair?
To be completely honest, that question I had to like really think about, and it was love, V.
Yeah?
And my husband wanted me to cut his hair like a barber. And I'm a hairstylist. And you know the difference.
Yeah.
So I thought to myself, okay, you want me to cut your hair like a barber? I'll go to school for you and be a barber. But that took me 4 years to decide. Because like Karina said, she's dyslexic. I'm dyslexic. So taking tests, it was not like easy for me. So it took 4 years for me to like actually decide and go and follow through and go be a barber. And honestly, it's been the best decision that I've made. It did not come easy for me because I learned how to cut hair on my own. So when I went into barbering school, it was like, okay, you have to forget everything you know and start from scratch.
Wow, that's a beautiful
So it was
story.
love, honestly. It was love. The reason why I became a barber. It was to me. She'll say that it was because of my career, but then also, to be honest, I realized, dang, this is a win-win for me. Like, I get to be his barber, and then I also get to offer for my clientele.
100%. And I've seen your work. You do an amazing job.
Thank you. Likewise, honey.
Thank you. What were some of the challenges you faced when crossing over to men's hair?
Honestly, approaching men. Approaching men, it's like, sometimes men like take it as like I'm being flirty, but it's like I'm just being friendly, dude, and I want to cut your hair.
Okay, I can see that happening. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, so that it is. So that I just had to like, so that's why it was important for me to like attend class today, because hearing from Karina, like you just have to like hand out business cards and keep practicing.
Yeah, how did you overcome that? Like, how do you overcome that?
Honestly, that phrase, fake it till you make it.
Okay.
Fake it till you make it, and then it comes to a point, V, that you can't fake it.
Oh.
And then it becomes to sink or swim.
Okay.
So we ain't gonna sink.
We ain't gonna sink.
We're gonna swim.
Yeah.
So it was applying that, fake it till you make it, and then eventually you can't fake it, that you gotta make it.
Yeah. And now we're here.
Yeah, thank
I
God.
love that. So how did you change your, how do you approach guys? Cause my next question was like, how did you approach cutting hair in general? But how would you approach guys? How did you overcome that?
Now my question is, I'm working on that. My question is like, you got a barber?
There you go.
Yeah, it's like, you got a barber? Sometimes like I'll get compliments and like, oh thanks, you got a barber?
Damn.
Now I'm getting like more like comfortable, yeah, like a line, like, me controlling myself, I'm like not being too friendly and being more like not flirty but friendly.
You have a very bubbly personality, so it can be easily misinterpreted, and that's like unfortunate because like you're just like, yo, this is me. I'm just bubbly. I'm nice. You know,
Let me cut your hair.
I've had the same issues, not in my career, but just in general.
Yeah.
So I can relate to that. So how often have you ever come to this show? Like,
honestly, I try to come as often as I can.
Okay.
Because of the same thing of the networking, being surrounded by other artists in the industry just inspires. It's uplifting to be surrounded by other artists.
No, 100%. I really do agree. I feel like when you come to these type of events and stuff like that, you have a different battery put in your back. Like, you know, even this class, like, you know, we went to this class this morning and, you know, it was a little early. I'm like, dang, we're going to sit there and they're just going to lecture. But no, it was like so many gems, so much that you could learn.
Yeah.
And it was just, definitely, I would advise everybody to come out to any expo, whether it's in your city, whether you have to travel. That's definitely,
keep learning, keep growing.
Do you have any advice for people?
To stay passionate, stay driven, keep investing in yourself when it comes to knowledge, like classes that we took.
Yeah.
And keep believing in yourself.
I love that.
Yeah.
What motivates you?
What motivates me? Honestly, my parents. My parents bring me to America and I was told, we brought you here to be great, to be honest. And I'm not even quoting anybody, but that's what my parents told me. And, I've applied that. I take heavy to my heart the sacrifices that they made bringing me to America.
Wow.
So it's just, that's what I was told to do. We just come to America and be great.
And great you are.
Thank you. Likewise, Sonny. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sitting down with us. Let us know where we can find you on social media.
So Eva's Hair Fair, you guys.
Alrighty, you already know that's the scoop.
Thank you. You're so sweet.
What's up, y'all? It's VANELLI Cuts. We're here at the Berks County Barber Expo, one of the biggest expos in the tri-state area. I'm here with Miguel,
owner of Wise Guys Scissor Society in Hartford, Connecticut.
In Hartford, Connecticut. So he came all the way down here. Tell us what you got going on down here right now.
So I have a booth selling clippers, trimmers, shavers, you know, the latest, greatest tools in the industry. But I'm here, most importantly, recruiting barbers because back home, I do a haircut for homeless event called No Hair Left Behind. And what we do is we collab with as many barbers and stylists as we can in the city of Hartford and the surrounding neighborhoods to bring back free haircuts and free services to the homeless community. We've partnered up with several nonprofit organizations to bring more than just haircuts too. So we bring back like healthcare, substance abuse services, mental health services. We feed them for the day. A lot of barbers will donate clothes and old sneakers and stuff.
Wow, so it's
and
just more than haircuts.
Yeah.
Bigger and bigger. How long ago did you start that?
So I started like 4 years ago, and now it's year 5 coming up in June. Monday, June 23rd. What we do is we rent out a baseball park in the local, like I think it's like AA league, whatever.
Yeah.
Like not major league park.
But it's big enough.
Minor league, a minor league baseball park, but it's still very huge. We fill the park with as many services as possible. So by the time you walk in and you walk out, you done got a haircut, you've been fed. If you have to take a shower, you know, we'll get you services, mental health services, blood pressure checks, whatever you need from the moment you walk in. A haircut is just a small piece of it.
Wow.
We try to connect you to financial services, free legal aid if you need it.
Wow.
We try to do whatever it is you can to help out.
And that's June 23rd. It's a Monday in Hartford, Connecticut.
Yeah.
I love that. What inspired that?
So just in general, when I built my brand new barbershop, I didn't realize the neighborhood I was building in, there's like 3 homeless shelters within walking distance of my barbershop.
Wow.
And there's even one right next door. So we literally, when I was building, a lot of people would walk by, oh, you're building a barbershop, how much for a haircut? And it was clear when they were asking, and I would tell them the price, you know, 40, 50 bucks for a haircut. Right. They're like, oh no, the reaction was like, that's too much. Yeah. So the reaction was like, oh, we can't afford that, we're homeless. And immediately I was like, oh, well, if you're homeless, I'll give you a free haircut, don't worry.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that there were so many shelters in the neighborhood that it turned to like, by the time the city gave me the green light to open the shop, I had literally like 100 to 200 people asking. So I just made an event out of it.
Yeah, that's amazing. You never realize how much a haircut could go so far for somebody. You know, earlier I was in the Coco class and they had mentioned like how, a big of a deal we are, like kind of like the most important person to a person, you know, because in a sense, when a person needs a job, they come to you, and maybe a funeral, they come to you, and things like that. So to be able to just, lift somebody up with just our 2 hands and just time, that just, it means the world to like, some people, you know what I mean? And, luckily we're blessed to be able to do something like that. So I'm calling out all barbers from Reading, Pennsylvania or any local areas. If you guys want to get together and join, Miguel, Wise Guy.
Yep.
Wise Guy, for his event. I believe in that movement, and That's amazing.
I'll try to make it easy for, people to find me. It's easy. It's Wise Guys 860. We went with that name because when we, when we tried to Google it or anything like that, it was like nobody had it. So, we went with that name, Wise Guys 860.
Is there a story behind the name Wise Guy?
So in reality, who doesn't like a good mob movie, right?
Okay.
And so, kind of we went with we wanted to make something, an organization that was structured, something that was intentional, and we were purposeful when picking the name. Back in the day, the local Wise Guy was the person you went to. If you needed anything, you had to ask for permission. You had to ask a Wise Guy, at least in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I went with that. It was a catchy name. I fell in love with the name and we went with it and everyone loved it. So we kept it.
I love it. Mr. Wise Guy, you heard it here first, guys. I'll definitely be putting his Instagram tag right there. So that's the scoop today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm ever so grateful to meet you guys.
No, thank you, man.
You guys are awesome.
I'm super excited to connect with you.
I look forward to collaboration.
Yes,
absolutely.
We are at the livest Barber Expo in the tri-state area, the Berks County Barber Battle. How you feeling today, bro?
I'm feeling great, man. I just, got off stage, just did what I had to do, and, another day in the office.
Another day in the office. This is Tito Black, the owner of Lobos Barbershop. My man just did the walk-in competition about 5 minutes ago. I just dragged him off the stage. So, when you were up there, how did you feel when you first saw your model?
I was like, man, a white boy? All right, I'm going to do what I got to do.
Did you have immediate ideas or you had to think a little bit?
I already had an immediate idea because it seemed that he gets the same cut. So it was easy. I already knew he was going to get a blowout, beard. It was just his hair texture and his shape up that I knew I was going to have a problem.
Okay, so how did you feel that you did though?
I feel like I did great. Actually, only one thing that I think I used the spray a little bit too much, but it's cool. I'm living, I'm learning. I got out of my comfort zone. This is my first time ever doing it. I've been cutting 15 plus years and I never thought I would do something like that,
It's amazing because, like you said, it was just another day in the office, but when you're up there, it's pretty intense, is it not?
It is a little bit. I just put my headphones on and I just started cutting hair, and honestly, I got lost because I was taking my time, and then when they said the time, I was like, oh snap, I didn't even do his lining yet. Let me turn around and do his shape up, and that's all it was.
Well, I think you did a great job. I was watching you. You seemed like you was definitely in your comfort zone, so that's a good feeling. So how do you feel like how you did? Would you do anything differently?
I think I would just take my steps that I usually do in the shop and create different steps while I'm competing, because I feel like certain steps should have been done first, so I can just focus on another thing, and then it could have been better.
Okay, well, everyone's always super hard on themselves. The haircut came out fire. I'm excited to see how the results go. So, you being the owner of Lobos Barbershop with co-owner Danny, we want to mention him. Shout out to Danny. So, you, having Lobos Barbershop, being a full-time barber, being a dad, all of that, how do you seem to balance all of that?
Prayer, God, faith, all that. We already know how in the shop we commit to what we say we're gonna do and we execute. And at the end of the day, I try to have this energy, because as a leader, I gotta make sure that everybody's doing good and everybody's doing right, and I gotta make sure I'm doing good too. So I try to show myself a little bit of self-love, going to the gym, playing pickleball, hanging out with my friends and the clients, and just doing what I gotta do, to just be a normal barber, not just an owner, but try to balance everything so that my life can be smoothly at peace.
I love that. I'm glad to hear that. Definitely need to have a lot of self-care and a lot of, how do I say that? Actually gives you some motivation when you take care of yourself to take care of other people.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, speaking on Lobos Barbershop, now you guys just won Best Barbershop, in Reading Eagles People's Choice Award. What does that mean to you, coming from New Orleans?
It means a lot. We just about to be 3 years open up. There's barbershops that's been here for decades and years, and we won Best Barbershop in Berks County. That's awesome. Thanks to the support of Berks County, all the clients and people that come to the events that we do and part of, and I feel like by us being in tune with the community recognizes Lobos Barbershop and gave us that vote.
That's amazing. So, like I said, he comes from down south. You're originally from New Orleans.
Yes.
What does it mean for you to come to a whole new coast and be in a community where barbering is such a big culture, which I imagine it's the same in the South, but we have such a big culture here of barbering. What does it mean to you to be accepted in Redding's community with such open arms?
The first year I got here, I moved here in January of 2018, and then I went to the barber battle that Eric had invited me to, like, I think that March.
Okay.
And I won the raffle. The raffle that he's doing right now, I won it, and when I went up on stage and grabbed my prize, he introduced me as like, yo, this guy's from New Orleans, he's a barber, guys, like, you know, support him, follow him, and he welcomed me with open hands and with open arms. And honestly, like, ever since, everyone else has been so loving, because I guess the way I network, the way I carry myself, my character, I try my best to be polite and give them the same respect that people gives me, and it's been a blessing, you know, from opening the shop, for having the barbers. You guys are actually the ones that hold it down, because honestly, without you guys, there won't be no Lobos. And just the team that we have, you know, like I wrote the other day, I'm good as my team, and my team right now is, we have the best in the city, and you guys voted it, you know, and I'm very proud. My family from down south is proud of me. I'm holding it down the right way, and, you know, I gotta do what I gotta do, you know what I'm saying? Like Lil Wayne, yeah?
Of course, man. It's a pleasure to work for someone that's so humble, so giving, and just with so much knowledge. And just thank you for sitting down and chatting with us, because a lot of people don't know Tito Black is one of the biggest reasons that VANELLI Scoop of the Day is happening. If it wasn't for this man right here, I wouldn't have that extra push or that battery in my back. So I truly, humbly appreciate this man for everything that he's actually done for my actual career. Yeah.
You my nigga, I love you.
For life, bro.
For life.
But yeah, that's the scoop of the day.
Scoop of the day.
That's the scoop of the day. We locked in Tito Black Lobos Barbershop. We taking over.
Over.
Yo, it's VANELLI Cuts. We're here at the Berks County Barber Expo. I'm here with some really great talent. I'm here with Mateo. How you feeling today, bro?
Good, how are you?
Good. So I saw you competing up there. You did not leave that stage for nothing.
I did the first 3, and yeah, but
How do you feel that went for you?
I think the first 2 were good, but the fast pace was just like too much. 12 minutes is
12 minutes is a crazy amount of time.
Yeah.
I see, how old are you?
17.
17 years old, and he's competing at this high level with some people on stage that have been cutting for 15, 20 years. And here's this young buck giving them a run for their money. Yeah, that's crazy, huh? At what point did you decide that you wanted to take barbering serious?
I wanted to be a welder, and I went to BCDC, and I just didn't like it. So I was cutting hair a little bit, but I was like, well, I'll just stick with this, see where that gets me. And I never really wanted to be like a barber for the rest of my life, but I just fell in love with it.
Yeah, and I see you doing a lot of creative stuff, so you're completely full-time in the studio now?
Kinda. When I can, because I'm still in high school.
Yeah.
So when I have time, yeah, I'm always cutting whenever I can. I mean, wrestling, I was wrestling, so it took a lot of time out of my schedule, but now that it's over, I have a lot more time.
That's what's up. I would imagine it's hard to balance school and cutting hair. So, like, at this point, do you have, like, a set schedule, or you're cutting, like, till, like, 9, 10 o'clock at night? Most days.
Pretty much. My book's open until, like, 11.
Oh, my God.
I don't know. I like having, like, that, like, availability for people that can't make it during the day. You know, they can come at night.
So do you get people booking at, like, 10, 11?
Yeah.
That's insane.
I've had a couple. I mean, the latest, like, scheduled haircut I've done was 10:30. And
had to go to school the next day? Yeah, that's crazy. But that work ethic, that's pretty big, and that's pretty major for somebody that's 17, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, like, to bring it back to the show real quick, so you competed in 3 categories. What were they again?
I did the student category, traditional fade and beard, and then the 12-minute haircut.
Okay, well, did you have one category where you were most excited about?
Honestly, no. I've went to 2 barber competitions before. I did the student cut in both of them. I got 3rd at one of them.
Yeah.
And I wanted to expand it. I wanted to try new things and kind of figure out how I am compared to everybody else.
Okay.
I don't know.
Like you wanted to see where you were at, like level-wise.
Yeah.
Well, you're so young. You have so much ahead of you in this career, bro. Me personally, I've been cutting hair for 6 years.
Yeah.
You know, to say that, to start at 17, that's actually absolutely insane. So do you feel like extra added pressure being 17? Or do you use that as motivation?
I think it's an advantage. I think being so young, one, I know a lot of people from school. I'm still in school. It's easy to like brand myself.
Yeah.
It's easy to get clients to like trust me. And I think it's also, I view a lot of like my futures, and I'm 17. I have a lot of life to live. So me being 17 and I'm comfortable where I'm at, but I'm always looking for improvements. So I can only imagine where I'm going to be at 5-10 years.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Well, that's, one of my next questions, but before I ask that question, I want to say, what advice would you give a young barber that's trying to, like, you know, get into barbering?
Stick to it. It definitely is amazing. Like, I love doing it, and it allowed me to, like, be from this shy little kid to like grow out and be comfortable talking to people.
Yeah.
Just don't stop. You know, give out free cuts for however long you have to give out free cuts. You just keep learning.
And it's amazing to hear. Such a young kid, man, saying such powerful things that I feel like we all have related to. I've been in the game for 6 years. I've given my fair share of free haircuts as well. So what is next for you? What do you see in the next 5 years for you?
I want to open up a business. I want to open up barbershops. I'm looking, my goal is like 4 or 5 shops.
Wow.
I want to branch out. And then from there, I actually I want to buy and rent properties out and stuff like that. And
so a true businessman.
Yeah, over the past couple of years, I kind of realized like business is what I want to do. I don't want to have to work a 9 to 5. I don't want to have to have a boss. I just want to do what I want to do.
No, 100%. And that's amazing, bro. I believe with your work ethic at such a young age and already having that vision of what you want to do, you'll be super successful for sure. And funny story, I just gotta say it. I used to be this kid's barber, and it was when I was beginning. And you know, when you start to cut hair, your clients should be forgiving. But he fired me as his barber because I messed up. So that's a funny story. But yeah, here we are. I love to see your growth. I can't believe you become such a grown man and such a great talent. Thank you for sitting down and talking to me, bro. For real. Let us know where we can follow you on Instagram.
Chris Cuts by _MG.
Yes, sir, and I'll have it right here. And that's the scoop, y'all. You already know. Good? All right. What up, y'all? It's VANELLI Cuts. We're here at the Berks County Barber Expo. The awards were just given out. I'm here with Will Sanchez.
Yes, sir. Hello.
How you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling like it's crazy because I was working for it, but at the same time, I was like, am I gonna get it? Am I? But yeah, they called me and I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
So the it he's talking about is right on your lap. Show that off.
Right
Show
here.
that bad boy off.
Rookie of the Year award.
Yes, sir. Rookie of the Year. I've watched this young man put in work day in and day out, whether it's social media, putting out haircuts. He's just snapping all around. So I know I seen you last year completely just dominate the student competition.
Student competition, yeah.
So talk to me. How did you feel going into that competition?
I was just nervous. You know, I was it was like my first year cutting and stuff, and then I'm like, you know, me, I'm kind of hard on myself. Of course. So I'm like, I don't know, you know, maybe I'm not that good, you know, maybe I won't place and stuff. But yeah, I was
surprised? What did you say? Like
exactly.
when they called your name, you were like, what the
Exactly,
heck?
yeah. When they called me, I was like, wait, me?
Yeah.
What? No way, bro.
I'll be honest, this award, hands down, I kept saying it. I'm like, Will's gonna win. I'm watching you from a distance, bro. So I'm like, damn, you know, hearing your name get called, when I went to interview Bob, I wanted to sit down because now, guys, this is the crazy part. So, Buff Cuts, Dylan Bufa, he opened up a barbershop where he last year won Rookie of the Year.
Exactly.
I believe 2 years prior, Jaden won Rookie of the Year, and now you.
And
And they're all under 25, right?
Well, I just turned 25.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, we're there.
It's a 25 and under barbershop full of heavy hitters. Like, how does that feel? Like, you brag a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? You got bragging rights. You're part of a big thing in this community.
No, yeah, I mean, it feels great. It feels great. You know, it's like just young barbers just like really trying to cut hair, honestly.
Just cut hair and vibe.
You know, yeah, it's nothing crazy. Yeah.
I love it. So how long have you been cutting hair for?
I've been cutting for 2 years now. Yeah. 2
years. That's insane, bro. And he's literally so talented.
Thank you.
What's next for you? Now that you got this under your belt,
what's next?
Do you have a next goal or something that you want to reach?
Man, I don't know. My next goal is just make a ton of content with this, you know, try to drop like funny stuff with it. And I don't know, just get bigger, you know, just try to come more, just try to, you know, give back more and stuff. So
I love that. You're super motivational, such a young barber, super inspirational, super talented. Thank you for sitting down and talking to me, bro. Let us know where we can find you on social media.
Willis Sanchez with a double Z on everything. So
I have that right here for you, man.
Instagram, TikTok, anywhere.
All right, we locked in. We here at the Berks County Barber Expo. It's VANELLI Cuts. We're here at the Berks County Barber Expo. I'm here with barbering legend, Mr. Manny Cuts. How you feeling today?
I feel great, man. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So in a lot of these interviews, I had a shirt on. This is made by him. Cutthroat's the brand. It's super dope. So we're gonna get into that with the brand. It's called Cutthroat. What?
It's actually called Barber Guru.
Barber Guru. Barber Guru.
Yeah,
okay, my fault. So what's the message behind that name?
See, I wanted to create something. I have a passion for fashion, and I have a passion for barbering. So I collided those two.
Okay.
And I called it Barber Guru. So it means if you love what you do, you stay humble, and you want to teach, you're a guru. So you're a guru. Because I know you're a barber. These barbers here are gurus.
That's super dope.
And so you're not wearing a shirt that's displaying me as a person, is displaying what you do for a living. You know what I mean? So it's just streetwear culture with barbering.
Yeah, I really love the designs that you put out. They're super dope.
I appreciate it.
I saw that you designed 2 shirts today. So you designed the Barber Star or the Blade Star shirt.
Blade Star.
And then the other one with the fade on the back.
Stay faded?
Stay faded on the back.
Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit about what do they represent and why you chose to put those 2 shirts out for this event today?
Well, it's actually 3 shirts today. So we had Year the Snake.
Oh, okay.
Remember the snake on the back? Yeah. And we have Blaze Star and Vandalize, which is the Stay Faded. The reason that's called Stay Faded and Vandalize is because it's inspired by Banksy. I watched a documentary on Banksy one day.
Okay.
And being that he's an artist that's never been known and never been caught, he's been vandalizing buildings and different structures all over the world. So that inspired me to create a barber version of that.
Wow.
Because I love art. So.
And it shows, bro, because your designs are super sick.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So what do you think is in store for you this year?
A lot. I'm super excited for this year. I got designs. I could drop 1 design every month until next year.
It's crazy.
That's how many designs I got.
Do you ever hit creative blocks or you're constantly putting out merch?
Yeah, no, I did. I took a 1.5 years off. I got married. I had a shop. A lot of life stuff happening, but I got all those things out the way, and I'm excited now to be back. And obviously, I was missed.
Yeah.
There's nothing in our culture that represents our culture, plus fashion as well. I think people do it, but I don't think they do it to a level it should be done at. And that's my opinion, though. You know what I mean?
Now you're speaking facts, bro.
Yeah.
I won't lie to you. Funny story. I believe it was 2 or 3 years ago at the show. They were giving out. You weren't even here, I don't think.
Yeah, I was there 2 years ago.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, I was.
So there was a prize for this jean jacket.
Yeah, I remember that jacket.
And it was the dopest jacket. I wanted it, but I was competing. So I sent my best friend. And I'm like, bro, try to see if you could get that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And lo and behold, he gets it. I get off the stage, he got the jacket for me, I'm snapping. I'm like, yo, that's so lit. So that's the jacket that I actually wore on my self-interview.
Yeah.
Nice jean jacket.
You're talking about the cutthroat rhinestone.
Correct. And it has a blade on the back, all
rhinestone.
Rhinestone up.
Yeah.
So you've been in the game for a while. How long have you been cutting?
I've been cutting since I was 16 years old. I'm 49 now. Yeah, a long time. I don't look it though.
Not at all.
Fly ass old nigga.
Yeah, the OG for real.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I've been cutting a long time, and I've been designing clothing just as long, but I just didn't know how to get into that space. I knew the barbering, but I didn't know how to get to that space. But barbering opened the door with the shows and the Instagram and the Facebook, opened the door for me to do what I really like to do, which is design. And I just merged the two things that I have love for, I merged them both.
So what advice would you give somebody that's looking to use barbering kind of as like a platform to open the door in a different
I would
avenue?
say be consistent, let your message be consistent, and just never stop. Let's keep grinding, keep pushing it out, and it'll eventually pop. I would say that, because that's exactly what I did when I started back in 2012. Nobody knew who we were. We started with 50 t-shirts and sold out in 2 weeks. And that's how I knew I had something special. So I just kept going from there, new design. And I built it to something where I was traveling from here to LA, to Las Vegas, to San Francisco, to New Orleans, to Milwaukee, to Cleveland, Ohio, Miami, Orlando. Wow. I've been all over the United States.
For just the strength of your talent.
Yeah.
And
just this brand opened the door for everything.
Yeah. And that comes from just believing in yourself, consistency, and taking that leap of faith, right?
Correct.
That's awesome. So in a lot of these interviews, that's probably the main message that I hear from every successful story is believe in yourself and just do it.
Yeah.
No matter what, sometimes we don't think we have the resources to go ahead and do it. Just do it, bro.
Just do it. That's the main message.
100%.
That's beautiful, yep.
Yeah. So as a barber and a brand owner, what's the biggest lesson that you learned from both worlds? What advice would you give? Oh, I already asked that. But again, what's the biggest lesson that you learned from both worlds?
Just consistency. Just stay consistent and make sure you're doing what you're doing. Don't follow the influencers and all that. That's a part of that's social media life right now.
Right.
We follow certain people and we just tend to clean this stuff. But I'm a purist. I like to rub shoulders with the people. I like to take pictures with the people who buy my stuff. That means more to me than having an influencer wear it. The regular people. You know what I mean? The people who really appreciate the designs and the effort and stuff like that. So, same thing with barbering. I haven't done walk-ins in 8 years. I've been fully booked for 8 years.
That's a blessing.
And a lot of barbers can't say that.
That's a blessing.
You know what I mean? So it is a blessing, but that comes from consistency.
Yeah.
Being on time every time, never leaving the shop, always fitting people in, and that's how you make your money. You know what I mean?
Having a great work ethic.
For sure.
Back up that talent, because it's not enough just to be talented and have ideas. You have to have the grind and the mindset to follow through.
You got to follow through. That's the main thing. You got to follow through. If you don't follow through, it's going to be so up and down. It's going to be like a roller coaster for you.
100%.
You know, and a lot of people get frustrated and end up quitting.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
That's
you know
facts.
what I mean?
So don't cheat yourself out. Be consistent, work hard, and just follow through with your goals. Can you let us know where we can find you on social media?
Yeah, Barber Guru Clothing on Instagram, barberguruclothing.store on the World Wide Web. You can order the new gear. It'll be up this week. We actually just did a pop-up because I just bought this table a week and a half ago.
Oh, yeah.
So nobody actually seen the t-shirts or anything until today.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited that was accepted and people really gravitated to it. And that's how I know I'm back. And I just love it, man. I just love this atmosphere. I love Eric. I love Berks County Barber Battle. This is home. This is family. So this is nothing for me. But Cleveland, Ohio, will be there in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Awesome.
So I'll be doing an East Coast tour.
Nice, man. So you heard it here first with the Barber Guru, guys.
Yes, sir.
That's the scoop.
We coming. I'm back.
What's up, y'all? It's VANELLI Scoop here. We're here at the Berks County Barber Expo. How you doing today? Let us know your name.
My name's Casey.
Hey, nice. You drove a little bit, didn't you?
Yeah,
Nice. Now, you said something about
Come my shop, I go shop, like a couple times in practice, and then yeah, and then like you have that confidence about it. You don't have to. It's amazing. It's nervous. Yeah, but the time I got nervous when the countdown was. I'm looking for barbers. So those in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, looking at work at a barber shop, looking to hire barbers. Yes, you know, that's amazing. What you said that you specialize in certain style things.
What's up, y'all? VANELLI Cuts here. We are locked in. We are here at the Berks County Barber Expo, biggest barbering event in the tri-state area. How you doing, Coley?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for sitting down with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Alrighty, so when you go on Coley's Instagram, you have some strong accolades on there. barber manager, barber teacher, cosmetology instructor as well.
You did your research.
I did. I stalked your page a little bit. So, can you share a little bit about your journey and how did you obtain all these licenses?
So, I started off with a cos background. I did my cosmetology hours in high school. So by the time I graduated high school, I had my cos license.
Wow.
And then I tried to go back and get my barber license, but I was just so eager and so down to do it. We didn't realize you had to be 23 to get the, barber teachers.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
And I was 19 at the time, so the school that I was going to, all love to them, but he called me into the office one day. He's like, Coley, how old are you? I'm like, I just went to barber school here. You know how old I am. You know what I mean? He was like, oh, well, I was 19 at the time, but he was like, you have to be 23 to get the license. So I'm like, dang. So I had to withdraw through the program, and in that time, I went back and got my cos teaching license.
Okay.
I kind of just did that because I couldn't get my barber yet, but the laws are different.
Okay.
So then I got my cos instructor's license. I went back to school for that, and then COVID hit, so I got set back a little bit, but still ended up getting that at the tech school that I went to in high school also. So And then, and then by the time I got that, I was 23. So I went back for my barber instructors at that point.
Wow, so that
I had gotten that through hours. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's been like so many ups, downs, so many like small fine print things, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So how many hours do you have to clock in to be a teacher or a manager?
So for a manager is 1 year of experience at a licensed shop.
Okay.
And for the teacher, I heard they just changed it to 500 hours.
Oh, so
I had to do
school for that.
Right.
Okay.
So I had to do 1250 hours or 5 years of experience. But so when I was 19 and I first tried, I had my barber license at that point.
Okay.
So when I was 23, that had been 5 years. So I had the hours anyway. So I didn't have to go back to school.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, yeah. Definitely a journey to get there.
So it ended up working out. I didn't know it was going to work out at the time. I was just mad I couldn't get like my barber teacher first, but.
Okay, so you do women's and you do men's hair. What inspired you to go into men's? You did men's first, always?
I did women's first.
Okay.
And then, I don't know, I felt like I wasn't really getting it, so I was like, I mean, men are like half of your clientele, you know what I mean? For like a cosmetologist, like how am I gonna make a career out of only half of this?
Okay.
And then one of my coworkers was like, yeah, you could have just went to a few classes, but you got like dual license anyway, you know what I mean? So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how do you think that teaching compares to being behind the chair?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I love teaching because I love being around like the same people every day and giving like, I still go to a lot of classes and stuff. So I love when I come back from an expo or come back from somewhere and I'm like, this is what I learned. You know what I mean? I love being around the same people every day. Like, we bid a lot at my school where I work out. Like, I go back and forth with them all the time. So I love that, like, connection I build with them in the time that they're getting their license.
And it has to be, like, almost like a fulfilling thing. Like, seeing somebody, like, that doesn't know how to cut hair and then knowing that you're the one.
And then, like, right, when they're getting their license or their diploma or whatever, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, you came so far. And a lot of the times they don't even see how far they come either.
Yeah.
But you're looking from the outside, like, if only you could see what I see, you know?
Yeah, that has to be an amazing experience to be able to do that for people. So with all your licenses and everything going on, how do you balance all of them?
As best as I can is all I can say.
In the gym locked in too.
Yeah, I do Pilates now. Okay. That was kind of like more of a mental thing. I don't know if you know, but my mom passed away a year ago next month.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So, yeah, I didn't really have like body goals going into the gym. It was more like I'm going crazy and I need like to occupy myself.
Okay.
So, yeah, with that and cutting, I'm in the shop in the mornings. I work out really early, so I usually just go in after that. And then I'm in the school from 3:30 to 9. So that's my night every night throughout the week.
What motivated you to go so hard for all these licenses? I
don't know. I think I just had like such a passion for being in the industry and like around everything it has to offer. I feel like it just all kind of like fell into place how it should.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Have you ever competed?
I competed during quarantine. It was an Andes competition and I lost humbly to Technique.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
He is like, I'm like the most humbling loss I've ever took. So it was a replica competition and he put the picture that we were going to recreate on a t-shirt. So when he took the cape off, you know him, his skills are immaculate. And then the cut looked just like the shirt. I'm like, you got it.
Insane. Like, yeah.
You got it.
Like, can't even
that
be mad
was a
at
learning
that
experience for me. I was like, you deserve it. You know what I mean? What I put into it, like, absolutely.
Now that is kind of crazy. That's a crazy story to have.
But I also judged freestyles competition a few years ago.
So how was judging?
That was a great experience. I really loved that. I got to judge with E and Maddie O, so it's a lot of like people that I'm close with, so that was really cool too.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I've never been a judge, but I would like to be a judge.
Oh my gosh. It is hard as hell.
I bet.
Oh my gosh.
You gotta get it down to the nitty gritty, and there's so many great like barbers up there.
They're holding up like white paper to the cut to like make it reflect. I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all are like really going in, you know?
That's the judging process.
Yes.
Now you know. Do your homework. Prepare for these things.
Right. By the end of it, I'm like, what even is a fade? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm looking so in depth closely to every single thing. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore.
Nah, that's pretty cool though. I didn't know all of that. That's insane.
Right.
So what advice would you give anyone who's looking to level up in barbering?
Stick with it. At the classes this morning, I heard something that really stuck with me. The lady behind me asked a question about like newer barbers, you know how they want everything super fast. Like I sat in the shop for hours on hours on hours, and now people see me and they're like, oh, like you're teaching, you're doing this. I'm like, I wish y'all could really see what went into it, because it was so much. It was so much sitting, it was so much crying, it was so much like, am I gonna get this? Is this for me? Like, should I just like sell houses or some shit like that? Like, but
I feel like that's relatable to everybody that starts out as a barber. This goes for anyone. When you start out as a barber, you're gonna sit in the shop. Your best friend is gonna be that door opening and that phone. Answer the phone. If no one else wants to answer the phone and you're the newest barber in the shop, what do you think they're calling for? They're calling for an appointment. So like, it's not gonna happen overnight. But if you in this industry, if you put in the work for at least 6 months to 1 year,
absolutely,
it'll double back.
And just be on foot, be in your community, you know, talk to everyone you see in Wawa, in Giant, like wherever you're at. Just like, that was my only personality trait is, hi, I cut hair. You know what I mean? Like, people are like, okay.
Barber is me.
Exactly.
No, but I love that. Thank you for sharing your story, your journey with us. Can you let us know where we can find you on Instagram?
I'm Coley Barber on Instagram, COLEEBARBAR. B-E-R. Oh my gosh.
B-E-R. Yep,
B-A-R, B-E-R. I'm a teacher at Premier Barber Institute in Norristown. Just a little plug, but yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. All right, guys, that's the scoop. I'll definitely have all her socials there. What's up, y'all? It's VANELLI Scoop. So we're here at the Berks County Barber Expo. I'm here with Ariel, not from here. How you feeling today, bro?
I'm feeling good. I'm just grateful to be here. I feel like this new year is completely different because I was a student before. Okay. So now coming in here, like knowing a little bit more about cutting hair, building a lot of relationships, I feel really more comfortable and excited.
Oh yeah, as you should be, bro. It's a great turnout so far. We're not even halfway through the day and it's packed in here. So your name's Ariel, not from here. Can you get into that? Like, what does that mean?
So not from here. A lot of people ask me that, like, oh, if you're not from here, then where you from? Yeah. That just means that I don't think like everyone else. That I don't want to be a part of the crowd. It takes a leader to, you know what I mean? For you to lead other people, you gotta be apart. So you gotta do different things. You gotta think differently. You have to be a completely different person than the average person.
Right.
So I just believe in just standing out, you know?
I like that.
Thinking differently.
So you mentioned last year you were a barber student. So how long have you been cutting hair?
I've been cutting hair for it's about to be 2 years in April.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bro, he's nice with it. 2 years in under the belt is better than half these barbers. No shade, no shade. But he's nice with it. Definitely gotta check him out.
Thank you.
So what do you think makes you unique? And separates you from other barbers? You mentioned thinking differently and not being from here. So what about that makes you different?
I'd say always the experience, because I don't think it's about being perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. I still make my mistakes and I still learn, but it's not the mistakes that define me.
Right.
It's the fact that I'm willing to try new things out. That I'm willing to be in that scary zone. I stared fear into the eyes, and like I can just keep moving forward because I know that the end result always benefits to me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not.
How old are you now?
I'm only 22.
22.
Yeah.
This kid's 22 with such a powerful message. I love that.
Yeah, thank you.
So when you're cutting hair, I imagine you're trying to give gems to your clients too, right?
Absolutely. I'm trying to bring out the best in them. I'm trying to shape their future. I'm trying to like literally.
While shaping yours.
Yeah, and while shaping their hairline. Like that's how I tell them. I'm like, I'm not just shaping your hairline up, bro. I'm shaping your future up. I want you to hold yourself accountable to what you say you plan on being. If you say you're this person that you're telling me that I'm meeting today, and that means that the goals that you haven't planned, I'm going to hold you accountable to those goals. Just like how I'm holding myself accountable. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the growth.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Just like our hair grows,
Yeah.
I shape how it grows. You know what I'm saying? I control that. Just like their future, I'm gonna hold them accountable every time.
That's so inspiring. So what do you want your clients to leave with? Like, what piece of information do you want them to leave with, or how do you want them to feel when they leave out of your chair?
That's a great question. I say just a better version of himself. It's not even more information. I just want them to think more open. Don't be stuck on, oh my gosh, this is happening to me, so I have to think about it like this. No.
Yeah.
You're thinking about it like that. That's your first thought.
Right.
How do you know you're doing it correctly? How do you know that how you're interpreting your situations in life is correct? Always question that. And always be willing to improve on your point of view in life. And that'll you know what I mean? That'll do it for them. They'll always start second guessing because it applies to everyone.
Right.
It's not applying to a plumber or to a mechanic or to
It's a universal truth.
It's a universal truth. You can't fight the fact that you gotta choose the harder things in life.
Yeah,
in order for you to.
There's no shortcuts. And even if you take the shortcuts, you're not gonna reap the benefit.
Nope.
Like you thought you was gonna.
You only cheating yourself.
110%.
You're only cheating yourself.
Wow. I love that. So as we wrap up real quick, I know that you just transitioned from being in a barbershop to a studio. So how does that make everything different? How does that feel to be in a studio rather than a barbershop?
I just feel like I've been given the opportunity to do it my own way. And cause I have plans for you know what I mean, for the future. And I'm grateful. I'm just grateful for the opportunity. Moving from a barbershop standpoint is nice because you get to work with different personalities. Yeah. There's always something good out of everything. Always something good out of everything. But in my personal journey, I feel like I've been blessed with being able to have a future for myself and for my barbers and for what I see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I just want to unite people, and I want to be in between that. So having my own barber studio, I'm able to do that.
Well, there's no greater event to be at than the Berks County Barber Expo to connect and unite people.
Facts.
So shout out to Eric for having this event to be able to have all of us unite today.
And shout out to VANELLI for being able to have me here. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for her, none of these barbers would be able to give their voices out. You know what I'm saying? So it goes both ways.
I appreciate that, bro.
I appreciate you.
Let us know where we can find you on Instagram.
Ariel not from here. Anywhere. Snapchat, he not from here. Facebook, Ariel not from here. Everywhere.
Oh, the lights came back on. I'm gonna put that right here, down here, guys. Thank you. This is a scoop, man.